light bearers. They're the ones using reflections against you. It's all mirrors and reflections and things, and that's what this phone right here. This is a light bearer. This is what they're talking about. Even those that are around me, they can only feel my soul. Okay, and that's you could say that they see it, but actually they feel the presence of it, and that's true discernment when you can discern the spirit that's emanated from the soul, which is right here in the middle, is the mind of your heart. Is the first eye, your pineal gland opening, beneficial? Yes. It's if you're gonna be aligned all the way and receive your crown, you're gonna have to have your first eye open. Who is better? We should all be trying to figure out how to get out of this system, the emanation of your soul. But your spirit can exist and radiate many different frequencies at once. It's not just one frequency. That's why you gotta be balanced. A lot of people think, oh, the higher the frequency, the better. No, you go ahead and raise that frequency.
I was young and tender once. Feel my wing like I told you, boy.
I'm not gonna call him Dad.
You're 39 years old. I would not expect you to call him Dad.
Well, I'm not going to, ever.
Really, really high, and what'll happen is you'll burn out your neurons. That's what people that taking drugs and things that try to, raise the kundalini and taking part in magic and this and that. What they're trying to do is take a shortcut, and that can look. What's his name? That real smart guy in a wheelchair that like talks through like a little speaker, like a computer.
It became clear something was not quite right with me. I fell over and had great difficulty getting up again. My mother realized something was wrong and took me to the doctor. I spent weeks in Bart's hospital and had many tests. They never actually told me what was wrong, but I guessed enough to know it was pretty bad. In fact, the doctor who diagnosed me washed his hands of me.
And stuff. He's a perfect example. He fried his own mind because he raised his consciousness too fast, and it literally fried all his neurons down his spinal cord. So basically, the left eye of Horus was a 12-year emotional body training for initiates. It dealt with various emotions, feelings, fears, both positive and negative aspects of the 12 chakras. All the temples in Egypt were built for the left eye of Horus trainings. All of them. The only one that wasn't built for the left eye of Horus initiates was the temple of Set and Typhon. All the temples except the Set Typhon temple was made for the left eye initiations of Horus. The 7 seals of Revelation. Okay? Micro, macro. 7 seals open. Whoever is not opening them internally is going to experience them externally. Why? Because that's what they're searching for. The southern half was dedicated to the crocodile god Sobek, and the northern part of the temple was dedicated to Horus. In this temple, there's a huge hole in the ground. Boom. Right there. Right? Check this out. This is crazy. And the initiate had to go into this hole, which was filled with water, right? Huge stones were placed inside, so they had to be careful not to hit them once they was in the water. Now, they had to get to the bottom of there. This whole thing was filled with water. They didn't see all them steps. They only saw 3 steps, and that's where the Masons get the 3 degrees. The speculative Masons, they have the 3 degrees. Okay, that's the first, second, third. It's from this right here. This is where it all stems from. There was 3 steps showing. That's it. They didn't see this whole winding staircase. It was filled with water. You can see the water. You can see water corrosion and stuff still right there. So it would only have 3 steps. And you see the little doorway right here? So they would come through here. Boom. Now, so there was like rocks and obstacles and stuff placed in there. And they had to, while they was going down in there, they had to be careful not to hit them. And they would have to get to the bottom, passing through a small opening down here. This is all water. and it would come out on the other side. So this doesn't really show exactly where it's at, but it's in here. So they would have to come out on the other side, right? The temple complex was situated that an initiation began on a much higher level. So the students could only see, like I said, 3 steps leading into the water at the beginning, then a very high wall on the other side. The initiates had to go down the 3 steps into the water and then in one breath come out, but not the same way. They had to work their way slowly because it was dark. There was no light. It was absolutely pitch black. It was 30 feet to a little over 30 feet to the bottom. And there were these obstacles like the rocks and stuff. So they carefully made their way down to the bottom of the hole where they found a passageway leading to a huge tank. When they got to the other side, there was a little hole that let light in. Let me see, right there. Boom. See this hole right here? This was all water. So once they got to this side, they had this little hole that illuminated it, right? Remember, they still underwater from one breath. When they came out on this side, it was lit up and they could see that they had company. They weren't alone. And this whole area was filled with crocodiles in the water. Big, huge crocodiles everywhere. So they done swam down 30 feet through rocks and everything. Down, and they saw 3 steps. They didn't know, they weren't told nothing. Came down, swam down, came over here, probably thought they seen the light. Oh yeah, I'm making it. I think I'm doing it. I'm gonna finish it. They come in here and they see they're in a tank full of crocodiles. Now, ask yourself, how would you feel if that happened? Right? You told you're in a mystery school. Would you remain calm and centered as you search for the other exit, or would you panic and get out as fast as you could? So almost all of the initiates would panic and get out there as fast as they could. They would quickly weave their way through the crocodiles and head for there would be a clearly visible opening at the top of the tank that was also lit up. So there was light right here, and then there was light so you could see the exit. But you still had to go through the crocodiles to get up out. So almost every initiate would go up and get out of it quick, and they would still think they did it. I made it. I conquered my fear, you know. But the whole purpose of this training was to give the student an opportunity to integrate his or her fears into high levels of alertness. This is what happens to either a perceived or real threat to your safety when it integrates. What does that word mean, integrate? So the people that integrated the fear would have the presence to search out the correct exit. Taking the obvious way out was a clear indication that the person was in a contracted state. So basically, the way it was set up, because I couldn't find the diagram, they would go down, right? And they would go down, and it would just be like steps winding and rocks and stuff. They'd have to go around, and there would be an entrance down here. They would go straight down, go around stuff, and they would go under something. They would pop out on this side, and it would be lit up. Upon seeing that it was lit up, they would see all these crocodiles, right? But then up here, it would be lit up. It was light coming through here and light up here. And they would see the crocodiles, and they would the scared people would head straight for that opening. All right, most time crocodiles is probably going to be in a swarm with each other, not even really paying attention to you. So, they would panic, get up out of there, and they would come out this entrance. But the real entrance was down here in the darkness. They would have to go under, and there's still crocodiles down here too. They would have to keep swimming, go under into the darkness, feeling their way, because there's light shining out of this way, blind, going right into your eyes. So you wouldn't be able to see the exit down here. They would have to swim under, and there's another exit under here, and they pop up and come out in a different room where the high priest of the mystery school will be waiting on you, and then that's the people that will be ready to go to the next level. Oh, just so y'all know, the crocodiles in the tank, they were overfed. They were stuffed. Their bellies were stuffed so well, they was just floating in there, just fat as could be. They wasn't gonna harm nobody. They literally overfed these crocodiles so much they were so big and fat they could barely even move. But the initiates didn't know that. So no one. It wasn't. They weren't trying to do anybody, and it was all about basically eliminating fear.
Looked to my coming at first light on the 5th day. At dawn,